Hey, Coach Miller here, and I have something awesome I want to share with you, and I'm going to tell you about it in just a second. But before I do, I'm just getting primed up to get in a home workout and have me all excited because I started thinking about lacrosse, and then I started thinking about how the best lacrosse teams win. I want to touch on how most teams communicate. A lot of times it's not very organized, it's actually disorganized. And things can get lost in the fray, and people get confused, and people miss either practice times or they're late to games. It just causes a lot of chaos. I'll give you a prime example. With our team alone, we have a lot of our communications through like group emails, and if I want to find something, usually I delete my emails after I read them. I have to go back and re-look at those, and it takes a lot of unnecessary time. Keep in mind, I'm more of an email guy, so that's kind of more my strength, whereas with text, I'm even worse. So sometimes if there's a lot of like group text, I have to look through the group, figure out what's going on, and I have no idea what's happening. So like a lot of times, even me, I get confused on what certain things are. But what I discovered is this awesome app called the Band app it's all one platform that has absolutely everything for you, from communication to posts, and I'm going to tell you all about it real soon. Before you just heard me talking a lot about communication, how teams need great communication to be successful on and off the field. Well, this Band app gives you all that and more. I have it open right now. I've been using it, with our teams, and specifically the one team I'm involved with, we have it set up in such a way where we have 3 bands. So when you go on the app itself, you can set up certain groups. So we have a group for the team, the parents, and the coaches, all one, group. We have another group for just the coaches, and then we have another group for just the coaches and the players. Because a lot of times you need to communicate with those 3 different groups, and it's really easy just to plop the information in there so everybody knows. For instance, with the coaches only group, we'll have staff meetings, we'll have staff film sessions. We like to lift as a staff, so we'll have all that information right in there, so I can just pull it up, know where the certain meeting is, know when we're going to meet for our lift, whatnot, and then go from there. With the players, if there's any updates to practice or when they need to be in the training room, we can just put that information right there. And then one with everybody, the parents, the players, and the coaches, that's where we can post like game times, that's where we can post calendar updates, all sorts of stuff. When the bus is going to leave, spring break itineraries, stuff like that. Okay, so the other thing that's awesome about the Band app, especially during these times with everybody at home on lockdown, is you want to keep the guys motivated, you want to keep the staff motivated, so we can go in there into our app and we can put in workouts for them to do, home workouts, so they can do that stuff at home, all that information. If there's any questions about how to do a certain body weight workout at home, we can just upload a quick video, put it in there so the players can just go in there and check it out, and it's awesome. So it's keeping our guys held accountable and motivated during these times of when we're locked down, and it's also allowing us to interact with them. There's a direct function in there so the players can ask any questions about certain things, and it's all right there for people to check out. And the other cool thing is, like, during normal times, we can throw in scouting reports in there so like our guys can see what's going on, so they can just look and they have a great idea. All right, the other big thing that I want to talk about is recruiting. A lot of the players I see, the lacrosse players I see, want to go and play in college, and their parents are heavily involved in that process, right? So, when you're in that world, you go to these recruiting camps during the summertime and all this sort of stuff, and that can get confusing because you go to these, sites, and there's about 20 different fields, you're with a team, yada, yada, yada. It's easy to get lost. It's easy, to get things confused. But with the Band app, what we found is you just put all the information right on there, like, hey, Johnny's team playing on field X at 10 o'clock a.m. Be there. Then he's on he's on field 20 at 3 p.m. So it's real easy when it comes to recruiting, making it easier for the parents to get their players, to get their kids in the right spots so that they can be seen by college coaches and potentially go on and play college lacrosse. So it's real good in that regard too. Here I'm just wrapping up my workout here. I just wanted to talk about the Band app a little bit more and talk about specifically its security features. It's like completely secure, which is vital in this time of age with all the technology devices out there and whatnot. Only approved members get access to the info and can log into the app, so that I don't have to worry about that or getting in the wrong hands or anything like that. And let me tell you another thing about the technology of the app itself. There aren't any 2 files that are too big to download. That includes media files, photos, Excel files, all that stuff. So you can just put it right there in the app. If you have an Excel workout, you can just check that out in there. If you have a video of a certain skill of a kid catching and throwing mechanics, throw that in there. Or, you know, a picture of some sort of directions or whatever it is, you can throw that in there as well. All right, and then lastly, you know, I just touched on security a little bit, but I also want to talk about parents. Parents these days and age are heavily involved in their kids' play. You know, whether you're playing women's lacrosse or men's lacrosse, they want to know, they want to be informed, they want to know what's going on. So this app is going to give them all the information they need right at the fingertips. There aren't going to be confusions about where games are, where practices are, that sort of thing. It's awesome for parents. Parents love it. All the experience I've had with parents, they really like it. It's a nice, concise place. They can get all the information they need. Also, there's a great calendar feature in there where parents can sign up and RSVP to certain like team events where they can volunteer for team activities like post-game meal functions, you know, post-game parties for, you know, celebrations of, you know, the season, stuff like that. So you get great, you know, response on the RSVPs. So you get a bigger turnout with parent involvement in these. All right, there's one other thing I want to tell you about inside the Band app, and it's the search function. This thing is awesome because you can search all sorts of good stuff like hashtags, keywords, players' names, members' names inside the portal, all that type of stuff. For instance, say like, you know, you're going to play your rival, you know, in our case it would be something like St. John's or something. You type in St. John's, boom, all the stuff comes up with where the game's being played, scouting report for the players, pictures, stuff like that. All right, so what are you waiting for? Just go ahead, download the app right now. It's simple to use, it's free, there's no limit on the number of members you can put inside. It's awesome. See you on the other side, Coach Miller.